Friday. I apologize. Anyway, just having some technical difficulties, but it is Feedback Friday. And, well, hey, we're here. I'm here. I'm your host, Craig DeLuz, coming at you from the left coast where they're clearly the internet gods are trying to silence us. But hey, I'm here. We're here. But as we all know, I do not do this program by myself.
No, my name is Mike Forsky. I'm coming to you live from the East Coast to Coast with the Most here on Feedback Friday on the Rundown, where we bring you 2A news and conservative views. And if you stick around, you might watch steam come out of Craig's ears.
Little more than steam. But hey, we're up and we're running, right?
Be interested to see that.
Story?
Yeah. Besides, the little bit of technical difficulties there, how's your day gone so far?
The day is all, my day usually goes well, especially on Friday because, the weekend starts a little early, we're obviously on hump day. But no, things are going fantastic, man. Loving life. All is good. How about yourself?
Yeah, not too shabby. The coming to you 2 or 3 minutes late part is actually my part. Is just some traffic in Florida, trying to get to the bank, trying to get some work done. It took about an hour longer than intended, so apologize for you folks coming to you a couple of minutes late if you're sitting around waiting. So what we promised to do is we promised to talk fast the rest of the show.
Yeah, good luck with that.
We'll try and make it up. We'll try and make up the time. We'll make up the time.
Well, in the end, Mike, here's the thing. Ultimately, what it is I know if folks are planning to be here for the whole show, well, then they were already going to be here at 2:07, or in this case now 2:17.
Right.
That's my time, of course. Those of you out there on the East Coast, you're probably right in the middle of dinner,
or getting it ready at least, right?
Or getting it ready, or is the little lady or the little man getting your dinner ready for you?
That's what makes you think I got little people around my house like that?
Mike, I know you.
Yeah, only little people in my house are the underpants gnomes.
The what?
The underpants gnomes.
Oh, the underpants gnomes. Okay.
Underpants gnomes. Yeah, it's the key to financial success. You have number 1 is get underpants. Number 2 and number 3, profits.
Got it. I'll let that one go. Okay. Well, hey, since we're running a little bit late, why don't we go ahead and just get right on into the story, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
I like the way you pronounce this gentleman's name. What do we call him now?
It's the famous French actor Jussie Smollett.
Jussie Smollett.
Jussie Smollett.
Yeah,
that is not me. That's Dave Chappelle from the Sticks and Stones.
Yes, Dave Chappelle from Sticks and Stones. Jussie Smollett, who was recently convicted on 5 counts of disorderly conduct and basically lying to police. You may remember this several years back. He reported that he had been attacked by a couple of MAGA hat wearing Caucasians at 3 a.m. in the morning who decided to attack him because he was black and because he was gay. They put a noose around his neck. They supposedly, according to the left-wing media, savagely beat him, put a noose around his neck, and yelled, "Welcome to MAGA country."
Yeah, and they threw bleach on him to bleach him white.
Yes, they wanted to bleach him white, so they threw bleach on him. Now, Mike, I come to understand that, the police didn't exactly believe his story.
No, and I think everybody but the LGBT community did not believe his story. For some reason, they felt as if he was, the left wing of the LGBT community. Let's say that, not the right wing side, not the conservative.
But no, you did have the then Cook County prosecutor Kim Foxx decided to not press charges against him, or dropped all charges in exchange for community service.
Again, that was liberal politics rather than actual. The blind justice, reaching out to make sure that the laws applied the same to no matter who you are. I listen, I don't want to do Dave Chappelle's, bit here, but, from day one, it was clear that that guy was lying. All right. Nothing made sense. Dave did a wonderful job pointing out how ridiculous the story was, and it's nice to see that they were able to step in and actually get a couple of charges to stick. And Craig, from what I understand, and I did not get to watch a lot of the trial, I was working this week. He got up on the stand and continued the lies over and over, even after they got the two Nigerian guys that were on tape and confessed to do it.
Well, Mike, it was funny because the only thing more absurd than the lie itself was his testimony. So, first of all, he changed his story and he said, well, it wasn't two white guys, it was two fair-skinned guys. Now, I don't know about you, but I've seen photos of these two Nigerians. And even if you've never seen photos of these two Nigerians, they were not fair-skinned. At least if they were fair-skinned, just for the sake of comparison, I would love to see their dark-skinned cousins. I would love to see a dark-skinned Nigerian if they were fair-skinned. Then he proceeded to say that, let me clarify. First, he said that then he tried to say that, well, maybe it wasn't a white guys, but maybe it was these guys, but they decided to beat me up because I was gay, even though I was sleeping with one of them. And they ambushed me. And here's what they did. One of them called me at 2 a.m. and said, for your diet, you need to make sure that you have eggs. You need eggs in your protein. You need protein. So you need to go out now at 2 a.m. in Chicago in the dead of winter
at 16 degrees below and go get the eggs at Subway.
Go get your eggs at Subway. Right. Because Subway's open at that time. In that weather in Chicago.
Yep.
And so they did so in order to ambush him and savagely beat him. Except I'll put it to you this way. If you look at the photo of him, supposedly after he had been to the hospital, he looked like he had rubbed his eyes really, really hard.
He had a good eye rubbing coming to him.
He had a good eye rubbing to him. So, as I like to say, these were probably some of the most conniving and vicious and lazy hate crime perpetrators I've ever come across or I've ever heard.
I actually have a photo here, Craig, of the two Nigerians. Let me show this to you here real quick. Wait.
That ain't it.
Here it is. There it is. There, if you could see that. The one is on the left. That's the ringleader, and the one on the right was the guy that went along with it.
Mike,
they're pretty dark. Dark.
Mike, we're going to be sending you to racial sensitivity training for that joke.
Listen, hey, this guy said that they were light skinned. Okay,
but,
I don't know if he's ever seen a Nigerian.
All I got is your forehead, bro.
I don't know if he's ever seen a Nigerian before, but I got a buddy over here who's a Nigerian guy, army buddy of mine. And we gotta listen. That guy's, to call him light skinned would just be. That could be the whole act. My light skinned friend, folks, and because that guy is dark.
Anyway, the funny part is you had Kim Fox who didn't want to prosecute. You had the almost the entirety of the mainstream media who was talking about how savagely beaten he was, and by the way. Not to be outdone, they obviously blame Donald Trump for it all.
MAGA hats. Yeah. These are racist, homophobe Nigerians. Yeah.
Yes.
That he knew. That he knew.
By the way, yes, that he knew. Patrick asked what we're sipping on.
Yeah. If you're a racist homophobe, how do you have any idea who Jussie Smollett is? Let alone seeing him all bundled at 3 a.m. walking down the street. How do you recognize him?
Because Empire has a conservative right wing MAGA constituency.
Oh, it sure is.
Chicago.
Yeah, it is the absolute. That's where the racists go to watch their entertainment on Empire and BET and all those kind of places.
Exactly. because where else you gonna learn to hate, right? gotta watch them.
So if you it could, you know what, Craig, you actually make a good point. It was a cold night, and they needed some hate to keep them warm. So
There you go.
You know,
See? Hey, by the way, Patrick's on the line. He asked what we're sipping on.
I got water. Was here late. Remember, I got here late. I mean, you want to see me get a drink? I guess I can go get one, but I got squat.
Oh, that cup. That's like cups looks kind of cured.
It's got it's like my Baskin Robbins cup. It's got 31 flavors in it.
I'm just sipping on coffee, bruh. Irish coffee, that is.
Hold the coffee.
Irish coffee, hold the coffee.
That's it. I do that. That's one of my orders. We go to a restaurant after a meal. They're like, "Would you like some coffee?" I'm like, "Oh, you know what? I like an Irish coffee." Oh yeah, with a little whipped cream. But you know what? Don't put any whipped cream or coffee in it.
No.
Just put it in a cup. Just put it in a cup. Be fine.
Well, anyway, getting back to the story, the main thing about this whole thing is the two things that bother me. Number one was just how quickly people were willing to believe someone on what was on its face a very ridiculous story. And then, by the way, to lay blame on somebody, at that time, President Trump, who obviously had absolutely nothing to do with it. But then again, I guess people could believe anything. The left would believe anything when it came to Donald Trump. But the worst part about it is that now there are going to be instances of real instances where individuals could be attacked, and no one is going to believe them because this guy lied. People are going to just get to the point where they're going to be like, well, why should we believe you if you're going to if it is going to be so easy for people to just flat out lie.
Yeah, exactly right. Craig, the other thing that bothered me about this story is I heard it reported on a couple of the news agencies last night, and the way that they read the story is, actor Jussie Smollett, who reported being attacked in Chicago, was found guilty. They don't mention anything. He reported being attacked. Okay, he was found guilty. They don't say anything about he's found guilty of lying about being attacked. They lead you into it and tell you that he was attacked.
Funny how that works, huh?
Yeah.
Absolutely. That is actually that is actually an excellent point. All right, so hey, let's go ahead and let's get on to the next story. This was one I came across. So you have Dick's Sporting Goods. Now, you guys know Dick's Sporting Goods, they're anti-gun, decided they're not going to sell semi-automatic centerfire rifles anymore. They took a stand and actually partnered with Everytown to try and push an anti-gun agenda. Well, in this piece where they're actually talking about championing gun reform to saving public lands, in here they actually admit, in this particular article at fastcompany.com, they actually admit that they lost $250 million as a result of their anti-gun stand. And while my first reaction was, this is phenomenal, I am so happy to hear that they lost that much, then my second response was, that is not nearly enough.
Yeah, I'd like to see what their total earnings were, because if they lost $250 million and they only made less than half that, that's good. I know when they first started to lose money, they blamed it on Under Armour, because Under Armour, I guess, was one of their products also, and it was starting to be sold elsewhere. So they said that they started, they found every excuse in the world that they possibly could. Listen, their ultimate story here, Craig, was that they had to do the gun reform because they wanted to be able to sleep with themselves at night. Well, there's a difference between being able to sleep with yourself at night and sleep with yourself in a cardboard box at night. All right. You don't give up everything you have to the detriment of your family, your stockholders, and everyone else, because you as the individual want to make the point. And that's what happened here with their CEO.
Well, I'm hoping that they're going for broke. And let me clarify. I'm hoping that they're going broke. Whether or not they're going for broke, I'm hoping that's where they go.
Yep. Can you bring that picture back up again? Do you have that real quick?
Yes.
It looks like a new product here, like some sort of a hunting boot or hiking boot. It's got grass in it and dirt to make it like blend in. Folks, if you want anything I'll sell them to you all natural. Yeah. In fact, you give me the address, I'll just ship them to you. You can have
Nice, very nice, very nice. All right, well, let's tell you what. Let's move on to our next story. Now, this next one, this was actually, I don't know if this is a story. I don't know if this is exactly news, but this is basically a story that is in Front Page Magazine, and it's talking about how Barack Obama sabotaged the American military and how he basically fundamentally transformed in the way in which he sought to do for the country. And it's actually a great piece because it points to, in particular, how the military, by the time he left office, was smaller than it was prior to 9/11. Now, Mike, I am sure that you know way more about this than even probably this author could even forget. I mean,
yeah, how
you've
much
seen it
time
from
we got
the
left?
inside.
How much time we got left here? I want to make sure don't go over by 2 hours.
Let's see. We're 16 minutes in, so we got a little bit of time.
All right. The first 4 years of the Obama administration, I was still active in the military, and it was horrible. We watched morale, go down. We watched readiness go down. We watched funding for training go down. We were barely sustaining operations overseas. You want to understand why the war on terror was ultimately lost. It's because we basically gave up, and we were allowing our soldiers overseas to do so with items that needed maintenance all the time without enough money to do the job that had to be done, and basically falling in on equipment that was aging by the day in the desert sun. The true heartache was watching the liberal upper leadership being promoted either further upward. The leadership that was there, it was clearly under, and I'd been under several presidents in the military, whether it was no matter what the leadership of the politics of the leaders were, it was never known because it was always you were for the military first. Your oath and your commitment was to success of the mission. Under Obama, it became who's loyal to me. And those people were accelerated up through the ranks. The second 4 years after he was reelected, I got out. I went inactive. I couldn't deal with it anymore. Could not deal with watching our military slowly become a second rate. Now the guys that were overseas were doing a wonderful job with things that they didn't have. And we say in the military all the time, you're going to have to do more with less. Well, we weren't doing more with less. We were doing more with nothing. And that was setting everybody up for failure. And that's what happened in Afghanistan as soon as Biden came in and picked up the policies that Obama left in place. We know that President Trump tried to get us out with honor, okay? Tried to slowly back us away and get us out with honor. It was thrown under the bus when Biden did it. Under Trump, we spent 4 years. I went back in immediately, went back on active status, and did everything possible as mid-level leadership to try and bring that back. And it was accelerated. But it was so much that was done in that 8 years, it probably would have taken, we guessed, a minimum of 8 to 10 to bring back that attitude, to erase the old policies. Craig, we would have, in a 48-hour time period, we'd have 72 hours worth of administrative tasks that had to be done to please some liberal left paper pusher before we could even imagine doing actual military training. It was horrible. When General Mattis came on as Secretary of Defense, that started to change, and it worked its way out over the course of time with President Trump, but not all the way. And once Biden took back over, it slipped right back into place. We've lost 4 years of gaining back what we had, and now we have our readiness is horrible. Our military is in. Listen, the guys and women that are there have a great attitude, and they want to work and they want to train, and they don't have it, and they don't have that ability right now. I'm not saying that we're second and third rate and we're going to lose anything to anybody, because we know how the Democrats do it. Let the military suffer until they're absolutely finally needed. Then we'll throw a bunch of money at them. Listen, we've seen it time after time again under Democrat leadership. It's drawbacks, and let's go towards smart equipment where we don't have to put boots on the ground. And with the Republicans, it's the other way. Be prepared for any contingency anywhere in the world.
And the thing is that there's nothing less than oh, wait a second. There's nothing less than our future, our entire future that's at stake here.
Yeah.
And already there have been a number of different folks who've done assessments and are like, look, China is not just on us. China in some places in ways has surpassed us in terms of readiness. And that's a real danger. That's a real danger for all of us in this country. And we need to come to see that. And this is not about right or left. This is about, defending, the people, which is, by the way, the number one function of government is to protect the people from all enemies, foreign and domestic. And I really don't get how they believe that this is a good thing. I get it. They want us to be citizens of the world. They would rather have the world run the United States than to have the United States run the United States.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Excuse me. Beyond frustrating, sir. It is definitely beyond frustrating.
Painful to watch. Painful to see.
It is. It is. And, for those of you who watch the program and think that we only dump on Republicans, let me give you this next story. So this is an incident, this individual right here. Let me find it real quick. Here we go.
Greg, you said we only dump on Republicans. We usually only dump on Democrats.
I'm sorry.
But here's somebody today
think we don't dump on Republicans. Yeah. So there is a representative, Fred Upton. He's a Republican, and he's from St. Joseph, and that's in Michigan, right?
Michigan, yes. He's a Michigan, a U.S. representative from Michigan.
Yes, U.S. representative from Michigan, who's basically come out and said, look, we need more background checks. And by the way, we need anonymous reporting, or what he's referring to in particular is red flag laws. We need red flag laws in place. Gun confiscation is specifically what he is looking for in order to, quote unquote, reduce or end gun violence. And, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, okay, number one, why would a red flag law, what difference would it have made? Or what good would a background check have made? The gun that was purchased in Oxford by the parents, it went through a background check. I don't understand exactly what he is thinking when he says these are the things that were needed in order to keep that particular shooting from taking place.
When he was questioned, him and his cohorts there, they asked, what difference would your bill have made? Would your expanded background check bill, would it have stopped this shooting? And he said, no, it would not have, but it won't hurt to have more. They said, well, red flag laws, you want red flag laws? How would a red flag law have stopped this? He said, well, people all around him knew that this kid might have been a threat, but nobody reported it. So if this red flag law had been in place, it still wouldn't have stopped it. Listen, Michigan already has laws in place that if you think somebody's a threat, you could call the police and they have the ability to take them away for mental health evaluations. And by the way, that's taking the individual away, not the firearm. If we were really concerned about the individual, we'd be taking the individual for treatment, not taking the firearms away from them. Because we know time and time again, the bad guy, when it's time for when he snaps and says it's time to kill, it doesn't matter if he buys the firearm, steals the firearm, or gets in a truck and goes to a parade in Madison, Wisconsin. He's going to kill when he wants to kill. You know what he can't kill, Craig? When he's in a rubber room being evaluated.
He can kill some time.
There you go. Beat his head against the wall, bounce it up and down there enough times, you can get him to stop. But yeah, these laws would do nothing except take firearms away from the innocent and violate the Fourth Amendment rights, due process rights of the innocent with these
all of the gun laws that take place. Yet it doesn't stop shootings in places like California, where we have some of the most strictest gun laws. We got the red flag laws. We have the extended background check. I mean, we have it all in California. And guess what? It still decides that they want to cause harm to people. If they're really dedicated to it, they find a way.
Exactly right, sir. Exactly right. And
exactly.
That's what is going on here.
It's time for our parting shot. Now, Mike, we had a couple of different runners up, and I could not pick one. So we're going to go with two parting shots today. Now, this first one. Now, we've all. Okay, we all know, we've all been diplomatic. I consider myself to sometimes be diplomatic. So this one I think you guys will understand. Okay, and that's what I think of his politics.
It's a little blocked. A little blocked. The folks can't see all the words here.
Well, let's do this then. We will.
Little Scooby snack. Here we go.
Oh no, it's right there. I'm looking at it on. I'm looking at it on YouTube. It's all there.
All righty then.
Yep, it's all there. So you think? Oh, you think so? Oh, how interesting. Oh, you think so? No, but replying with, "How does a guy as stupid as you manage to put pants on in the morning?" seems slightly too combative. I'm getting to be more diplomatic. more and more. I can resemble that one. Sometimes just people are just stupid, and you pointing it out to them doesn't help.
They don't like
They don't like it. They don't accept it because they're too stupid to accept it. That's unfortunately oftentimes how I wind up dealing with my friends on the left. Now this next one, I got to admit, and this was one, Mike, that you shared, that I know this guy. Just so you know. I mean, I don't know him, but I know this guy. We both know this guy. America abandons weapons and ammo in Afghanistan and end up in Taliban control. America shouldn't be funding terrorism. Taliban starts selling cheap 7.62 and 5.56 online. Well,
get me some mil-spec ammo.
Exactly.
On the cheap.
Now, tell me, do you know this guy?
Do I know this guy? I think I is this guy. I mean, a deal's a deal, $20 is $20.
See, these are the same folks who are like, they're like, we got to stop all this, what do they call it? You got all these people going in and shopping.
Yep.
Oh, wait, Louis Vuitton? Okay, hold on. Yep. Let me start scrolling. See if I can find me some Louis Vuitton. Some Louis Vuitton.
Louis Vuitton.
All right. Well, hey, buddy, it's about that time.
What's your weekend plan, sir?
Actually, got nothing really seriously planned. I got really nothing substantive in terms of work planned. How about yourself?
Let's see, we got a little arms room radio tomorrow, and then steak night at the VFW, and that's probably it. I'll probably end up working Sunday. We'll see how that goes.
Excellent, sir. Excellent, sir. How about a quick shout out to our sponsors before we go?
Say hello to our good friends at Guerrilla Machining, Grid Defense, and the California Republican Assembly.
Exactly, folks. Hey, an election year's coming around. Number one, you want to make sure, go to Guerrilla Machining, go to Grid Defense, because if this election goes bad, you're going to want to make sure that you are adequately prepared and armed for whatever goes down. And if it goes good, it's probably going to be because the folks over at the California Republican Assembly are helping make California great again. So make sure you check.
Justice for Juicy.
Justice for Juicy. Hey, folks, please make it a point, like, share, and subscribe, and encourage your friends to do the same. Don't do the shame. Don't ever do the shame. Tune in. Thank you so much, and you guys have a good weekend.
Bye-bye.